Welcome back to our midweek motivation. I pray that all is well, and I also pray that you are staying safe. Please wear your mask when you go outside, and please social distance. But that's not the point of today's video. But before I get into the word today, I want to thank everyone who has reached out to me to let me know that you're participating in the Proverbs Challenge. I've gotten your insights, and I'm excited about what you're learning from the book of Proverbs. It is not too late to join us if you haven't already started. We're running this challenge until August the 21st, so you still have some time and you can play catch up. Let me know that you're participating. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger or email me at Brena Taylor 3, that's BRENNA Taylor, the number 3, at gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. So a few weeks ago, we talked about the word forgiveness, and we talked about forgiveness from the perspective of forgiving or releasing others. And so today I want to look at it from the perspective of forgiving ourselves. How many of us listening today have made mistakes in life? Raise your hand. Some of those mistakes were big, right? Raise your hand. I've made some mistakes. I've made some big ones too. But all is not lost when we make mistakes in life. And it may seem that the mistakes or the missteps that we've made are taking our life in a direction that we didn't want it to go. There are consequences, obviously, of mistakes. But there's good news in that all is not lost. So there are lessons we can learn from the mistakes that we make so that we can be better, we can grow, we can mature. And as we learn those lessons, I think one of the things that's important is that we release ourselves. We don't beat ourselves up for what we may have done or should have done and didn't do. We forgive ourselves. And so that's what I want to focus on today. Understanding that when we forgive ourselves, we recognize the fact that when we made the choice, we made it with the best information we had at the time. And at that time, we thought it was the best course of action. Now, hindsight tells us something different. But when we made the mistake, we made it with a certain set of information that at that time we believed this was the right thing to do. And of course, time indicated otherwise. So we shouldn't beat ourselves up because we made the best choice we could at that time. And let's just look really quickly at a couple of biblical examples of those who made mistakes and whom I believe at the time made the best decision based on the information they had. And so Joseph is one example. He made the mistake when he showed his brothers this beautiful coat that his father had given him. And instead of rejoicing for him, Joseph's brothers became extremely jealous because their father had given Joseph this beautiful coat. So Joseph thought that was an okay thing to do at the time. It turned out not to be. Let's look at Moses. Moses, in defense of his people, killed an Egyptian who was bothering a Hebrew slave. And so Moses killed this Egyptian. He thought at the time this was the right thing to do to defend his people. But in reality, it would not turn out to be, and Moses would end up running away from Egypt and being away from the home he had grown up in for 40 years. So we make choices, we make them based on information that we have at the time, and sometimes they're not the best choices. But we have to learn to forgive ourselves and cut ourselves a little bit of slack and not hold that over our heads, because God is a redeemer. God can redeem our mistakes. God can use our mistakes to propel us into our destiny, to help us grow, to help us learn, to help us mature. So forgive yourself. That's the word for today. Forgive yourself. Let that thing go. Stop beating yourself up about a mistake that you made that may have cost you. Right? It may have cost you something, but at the end of the day, God is a forgiver. So if God can forgive us of the mistakes that we've made, why can't we forgive ourselves? Let it go. Learn the lesson from it. Release yourself from bondage, from the mistake, so that you can move forward into what God is calling you to do despite your mistakes. So that's the word for today. Forgive yourself, let it go, and move forward. God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.